Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to JKWD Podcast, where I don't have to make Kelvin laugh because he was already laughing when we started.
Yes.
How you doing today, sir?
I am doing fine, young man. Thank you very much. I'm alive. I'm breathing. I got sight and vision, and just having a lovely time. I'm trying really hard not to discuss the weather, which is really good right now. Actually, bright and sunshiny and stuff like that. But I'm not going to say that because, well, I always talk about the weather. Yeah. How about you?
I'm doing somehow. I'm still upright. Went for 10 miles, then did some sprint repeats this morning. So,
I didn't realize that was a 10-miler this morning.
Yeah, it went for 10 miler. Went for blah 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 blah. Went for 10 miles and decided to do some sprints.
You're my hero.
The end of it. Just change it up a little bit. And my friend Kelly sent me some workouts to really start getting into at the end of this race cycle.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm 4 weeks out right now, and it's a little too late to change what I'm doing. But after that, I got 6 weeks to the next one, and if I change it up for, give myself 1 week off and really go after it for 4 or 5 weeks, then
now you're getting serious.
Hopefully I'll improve a little bit. Yeah.
Wow.
And by then it'll start getting hot here, and I won't want to run outside at all.
Well, there you go. Now you've got the very, very large gym floor that you're going to run around.
That's right.
Yeah. Well, cool.
Well, at the beginning of COVID, there were people running marathons, like just circles around their bed or back and forth on their balcony.
Wow. Seriously?
Yeah, it was like 12. You get a 13-foot balcony. You get a 13-foot wide balcony. You got to run back and forth a lot of times to hit 26 miles.
That had to be a really hard on the body.
Well,
turning.
I mean,
yeah.
I don't think any harder than actually doing the thing on a flat road.
Well, bless you people.
Really hard on the mind.
Yeah.
Take
well,
whatever. I don't know how tall that person was, but
yeah,
I take about a 2-foot running stride. So that's a very short step. So that's still only 6 steps each way for me. Yeah. If you take closer to a 3-foot or 4-foot running stride, then you're 3 steps turn around, 3 steps turn around, 3 steps turn around. Yeah. Sorry, I just
forget that. That ain't. Y'all hang on to that. No problem.
That's right. So we're brought to you today by Vitamin K Daily. Get your daily dose of positive from the Prince of Positive himself, the guy telling you forget all that right now, Kelvin P. Reynolds.
But I said it in a positive way.
Positively forget about that right now.
Yes, sir.
Get yourself 4 weeks free by going to vitaminkdaily.com. After that, just $24.95 a year, because he didn't do what I suggested, and
we may have to leave that out in the new year, so I can change my mind. And we'll figure it out.
You do what you do, and vitaminkdaily.com. Get yourself 4 weeks free. Let's do the show. Podcast, where we talk about better humanhood and teach you how to dominate your world. You ready? Here we go. So this is it. It's the end of 2021. We went through another year. How's it feel?
I feel alive.
Good.
we have made it this far. 2 years ago we weren't sure what this was going to be right now,
That's true.
and things are in large part back to normal for a lot of things. There's still a little thing, but I feel good. I feel good. I'm happy.
Or at least whatever normal is now,
Whatever
has
normal
kind of
is now.
more coincided with what is normal, for you.
Yeah. So we're good, and I'm still happy to be alive and healthy, and still got family and friends, and still got vitamin K, and people are still liking hearing from me and stuff like that.
Well, that's
So
good.
I don't have, in my personal opinion, I really don't have anything to complain about, and I enjoy that.
Good.
Loving it. How about you?
How about goals? How about things that you would plan to do, hope to do?
Well, I think we'll call that a slippery slope, right? But there's still a couple things, hanging in the wings that I got to do that I haven't done. I don't know. I just haven't sat down to actually make the decision. We could always tell, right? Because if we haven't done it, we haven't made a decision. Because if we'd made a decision, we'd be done.
Right.
But it's not lost. It's just delayed a little. And I'm getting closer and closer. Going to get those doing. But I did meet a couple. I had some health goals that I set up earlier in the year, where I was going to change my eating and get a little healthier there, and I did. I got down to 170 pounds and doing pretty well there. Feeling good about that. And for a while there, I had seemed like my blood pressure, I don't know if I was scared to get it checked or what, but my blood pressure was high, but it's back down to normal.
Good.
And some other stuff. Still doing vitamin Ks, keeping that up. Haven't done the book yet, but it's still pending. But all in all, life has been good. I have been consistent in a lot of areas, and just having a good time. And I, still have a lot of people that know, love, and care about me. And hey, that's big right there.
Good.
That's big right there. So, yeah. And I got a granddaughter. Of course, that wasn't my goal. That wasn't my goal. That was somebody else's goal, but it has benefited me from the grand parental stage as it is. So, yeah. So I'm happy with life.
Good.
And you?
Yeah, we're at the end of another year. Guess I officially have a 3-year-old. I mean, not when we're recording this, I don't, but when it releases, it should be 3. It's a little nuts. I have, I've hit a weight goal. Well, or I didn't set a weight goal, but I'm headed in the right direction. Cool. Below 170 pounds, I could probably stand to lose another 15, 20, but 24 on the year so far and counting.
Hey, it's going in the right direction.
Yeah, it's not, it's not all the scale. I'm aware of that. Yeah, and I've got one half marathon this year under my belt. And then an almost 10 miler, 15K. And I've got 2 half marathons coming up in the first quarter of 2022. I wrote on my whiteboard at the beginning of the year, and I'm going to leave it up for another year, to fearlessly lead my family by example to health, wealth, and abundance. Still working on that wealth part, but in as much as I can control what my family does, health and abundance, I think I'm leading in those by example. And fearlessly was up there too, because I want to make sure that I'm not imparting my bull crap onto our daughter.
Uh-huh.
His kids are very perceptive at that.
Yes, they are.
It turns out. And I'm recognizing that more and more by the week. So, yeah, but I watched her. I had to actually take her down from a climbing obstacle at the playground because I had the dog attached to me and I couldn't spot her high enough.
Oh.
And so she's going right up there. You remember I wouldn't climb a 6-foot ladder. You had to help me down. She just went right up to the top of a 7-foot monkey bars.
Wow.
And she's little. She's turning 3 and she's still in clothes the size of a small 2-year-old.
Wow.
So yeah. Yeah, I saw an 18-month-old in the store the other day who was giant compared to my daughter. Was like, whoa. Yeah, and now you can tell by looking at them how old they are. Yeah, somewhat.
Oh yeah.
Still got baby fat and that sort of thing. But
yeah, I don't want to pay too much attention to that lest one materialize in my world that doesn't belong to a child of mine already.
Well, I mean, I thought you took care of that.
Well, miracles or whatever the name we might have called it at that time.
Mistakes
can happen. Yeah. Yeah.
Medical errors.
Yeah, that's tough. So yeah, but she's cool. Yours, I like her and she likes me. So
good.
I have to come visit more often.
Yeah.
Last time we were together, we had a good time.
Yeah.
I was the ultimate swinger.
Yeah, that's right. We were up there. We're definitely coming up summer 2022 for a wedding.
Mm-hmm.
And hopefully we'll get to spend some time up in the bigger city too and see everybody.
Cool. And I really need to get you back on my schedule for coming down to Savannah. So
yeah, you either want to do that. I know you have another trip scheduled in January, but you either want to do that in like February, March, or you want to do it in like October.
Okay. Well, I got another trip I want to do too, so we got to work that out because I really want to get to Australia this year.
Yeah, well,
that's a whole other thing.
That's also one you want to do in winter, right? In your winter,
in our winter,
because it'll be summer down there. You don't want to come summer here.
No,
you're not going to enjoy yourself.
No, I didn't enjoy that.
Well, you weren't even here in the summer, right? You were here in like April or something, and it was hot.
The last time I was in October, I forget when it was I came in the first time. It was like May.
First time so yeah, I mean, I remember it was hot, but it was cold up there still.
Yeah.
Like, because you had left, it was like 45 and got here, it was 95.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it was still early enough. It was still early enough. Yeah, it was still early enough that it was like cold up there.
Yeah. Yeah. So that was good.
As far as my other goals, the book has been rethought. Re-outlined the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I've got to start on it. So not as far along as I'd like it to be, but it has a beginning of chapter 1,
mm-hmm.
which is better than it worked out in 2020.
I know how that goes.
Yeah. And I've learned some new things this year and read a lot of books. Well, listened to a lot of audiobooks and read some books as well. And I've done some things with technology personally that have benefited me. I got out of the iPhone environment and I find myself in terms of screen time on the phone, I had been approaching about 2 hours a day on the iPhone, and I'm down to around 40 minutes a day on the Android. So, yeah, that was a particular goal of mine to cut down the amount of time I was actually looking at the phone. I know that's a lot less than some people do, probably a lot less than the national average as well.
Oh yeah, I'm sure it's less than the national average because when once they explained to us, whoever those were, what they do with those phones that cause us to need to touch them all the time, it was like,
yeah,
oh wow,
yeah, but
that's the programming. Yeah,
I still have a lot of pickups a day, but just not spending as much time
right
per pickup, right? So yeah, and looking at my phone list means I'm interacting with people more. I cut out Facebook for about 6 months, and I'm using it in a what feels like a much healthier way. I'm not scrolling and getting angry anymore. I'm largely staying away from Twitter except to see what's trending because that's helpful for work. And I have entirely reformulated my Instagram following, so everything in my feed is motivational.
Oh wow, awesome.
Yeah, even the stuff that my friends are doing. Yeah, I'm only following those friends who are doing great things.
Ooh, I guess I better get busy.
my friend Meg launched a business this year.
Awesome.
She's always, if you want like a gluten-free cake or something, she's got celiac disease, so this isn't bandwagon gluten-free thing.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, she's like, hey, if you want a gluten-free cake, this is where I'll be. Hit me up. Well, she's now a business doing gluten-free baking, and she's doing great work. Awesome. And she is in her first store now, so she's not just mail order and pickup.
Oh wow, good.
Got another guy who is making knives. He's making like pocket knives, hunting knives, that kind of thing. Really giving a look into like his shop, which is and his learning process, which is really cool. So it's gluten-free baking by Meg and Rothman Knives if you want to look them up, but we'll have them in the show notes.
Awesome.
So those are two people, two friends doing great work, but also a lot of people who are running and a lot of people who are lifting and a lot of people who are doing things beyond what you think they can. There's one guy who's a congenital quad amputee named Maynard. He was born without arms or legs. Wound up being a championship wrestler in high school and climbed Mount Everest. And a guy named Zion, I don't even know his last name, but he no legs. And he's working on some boxing and some MMA skills, and watching him like run on a treadmill on his hands.
Wow,
it's kind of crazy. And he did some video game where he played a zombie with no legs. So they basically did motion capture of him, and just they didn't have to cut his legs off in the video game because he didn't have any. Yeah,
amazing.
Yeah. So lots of people doing great things.
Yeah. Well, that sounds like that. Oof.
Yeah, that way, if I'm a little extra addicted to Instagram, like a lot of people are, at least I'm looking at stuff that's like getting me amped to go do something instead of just scrolling on my phone.
Well, I actually had a almost total withdrawal from both of those, which when you're a motivational guy, that's not the that's not the path to rocket into people's minds. So, but I'm looking at. I decided recently that I was going to go back to Facebook again in limited amounts and in specific ways, so that, like you, I can avoid those things that just want to drive me over the edge.
Right.
Just to learn how to get them out of the stream altogether, because there are a lot of people on Facebook that I connect with and who look for me, and I can tell because when I go out there and talk to them, they show up, and I'm like, oh, well, I've been neglecting these guys, so I didn't want to go back and do that and get back on the path I was on to more fun and greater. And you know what COVID's almost done now. That's a prediction, right? Get back out.
You say so.
Get back out in the public and hug some folks in person and have a good time, because I think I'm best in person. So we'll be working to do some of that stuff. So and have fun.
Great. So podcast announcement. We are about 6 years in, and it's time to take a sabbatical, go work on some projects for 2022. We are still going to launch every Monday with a best of conversation. We're going to keep the ads may not still be relevant when they run, but we're going to run the episodes as they originally ran. So yeah, they're going to be that, but you'll still get an episode every week. So stay subscribed. We'll be back in a year to let you know how 2022 went, what to expect for 2023.
I don't know. We may get a major urge in the middle of the year sometime to do a new one, but
maybe
save that for now. You just never know.
Yeah.
Every once in a while.
Yeah. But in the meantime, I know we talked about some travel. Any specific goals for your 2022?
Yeah, I know. I got one on the books. I'm going to be going to, thanks to a friend of mine, I'm going to be going to Panama for a visit in January.
That sounds awesome.
And we spend about 10 days out there. It's someplace I really wanted to go. That's on the books. I've got reservations for that. And I'm still looking to get to Australia next fall here, summer there, and see my friend there, because it's just something I want to do. And that's mostly it. I've been
any personal goals, any goals for Vitamin K, for the photography business?
All of the above. I plan to get, independently wealthy this year. And have some fun. Yeah, I have, photography is one of those things. I had let it go for some other things, but every time I go back to it for something, that I find out how much I really, really love it, and like, why did I stop? So there's going to be some more consistency there, I think. And of course, ramp up my life coach business just a little bit, because I've been focused so many places, and I'm going to be picking a couple and just going, you know what, these are going to be my mainstays. I may keep a couple hobbies over here, but I'm looking to do a little more focus and simultaneously some wealth generation, because, hey, I deserve it. And I've been talking about it all this time. I used to tell people, I teach people how to be happy. I teach people how to have good mindset. I haven't taught anybody how to be rich yet, because I haven't done that. But this year, I'm gonna work on that program.
Good.
and do all of that, and bring as much love and light into people's lives as I can.
Awesome. Me, I'm going to work on keeping up the fitness. That's important to me. As my daughter gets older, I want to be able to keep up with her. I'm an old dad, and she's 18. I'm going to be 60. So, I got a lot of work to be able to keep up with her. And if I'm going to have time to enjoy grandkids eventually, I need to make sure that I'm building that base now. Actually, I should have been building that base 20 years ago, but next best time to start is now. So keep that up. And to not put stuff off. Tommy Rivs, which is a public personality name, not his real name. Was on Rich Roll's podcast recently, and he went through a battle with cancer, and was able to walk the New York City Marathon this year. It took him 9.5 hours or something, but he was on there saying, this is the after party. There's not like enjoyed this because this is what we got. You're not. Don't save it up. Don't save all your celebration for later because you might not get it later. This is the after party.
Absolutely.
So, gonna try to remember that a little bit and do more everyday celebration. Within reason. I'm not talking about going off the rails every night to celebrate. Just find a little something to celebrate every day.
I start out in the morning,
even if I keep it to myself.
Yeah. I get out of bed and look out the window, and that's like 12 wins right there. I got light, I got movement, and that's where we start. And carry on from there.
All right. Well, thanks everybody for being here and continuing to be here. We will see you in a year, but like I said, keep us in your feed. You hear some of our favorite episodes over the past almost 6 years. Thank you, Kelvin, for hanging in there through the weirdness, because there's some of that. And
we all got some of that, buddy.
VitaminKDaily.com. Get yourself 4 weeks free, and we will see you down the road.
Bye-bye.
Hey, thanks for listening. Show notes and more at jkwdpodcast.com. Don't forget to subscribe, leave a review, and share with your friends, and we will see you next week. Bye. A Better Humanhood production.